Boomer Sooner, everybody. It is November time. And since it's November time, it's time to start playing the big dogs, the big boys, the Hog Mollies, the Baylors, the TCUs, the Oklahoma States of the nation. And it is about that time, yes. But did you know that Iowa State, the Iowa State Cyclones, maybe they're not like those other teams, but they are a very, very solid, good test for the Schooner Sooner and Oklahoma. I'll tell you what I mean coming up next. Boomer Sooner 1982, don't go away. Welcome back to the preview set of Oklahoma and Iowa State. The game will be played at Owen Field on Saturday at 6 p.m. on ESPNU on November the 7th. You can watch it online. You can watch it anywhere. A lot of a question upon this part. They don't exactly know how to get ESPNU. If you can't be there, like I'm going to be, right here, you don't have Cox and you don't have what you need, you might want to go to your local pub, whatever. A lot of people don't cover ESPNU, but some do. If you decide to go this route, you need to know some things, like the weather. It's going to be kind of brisk in the 40s and the 50s, not rainy, so a little cold, little football weather. Good, solid football weather. The Sooner legend of the weekend is a Sooner that played for Bob in the 2000s, from 2000 to 2002. So 2000, part of the 2000 club, 01 and 02. His name is, before leaving early for the NFL. His name is Jimmy Wilkerson. When he left early for the Kansas City Chiefs, where he played quite a few years, from 03 to 07 on that club. Then went off to Tampa for 08-09, and then most recently in 2010, he was with New Orleans, with the Saints. The broadcast team, and you could do that, by the way, at the franchise tailgate party, all of it goes on there. That, the franchise radio crew, all of it. That is on the corner of White and Asp, there on Campus Corner, over there by Hertz Donuts. You know where the Hertz Donuts parking lot is? Right there. You cannot miss it if you do it that way. If you do it radio-wise, here's how you do it. Sooner Radio broadcast team, Toby Rowland, my good buddy Toby Rowland, play-by-play man, has been for many, many years, and will so again. Speaking of doing it for many, many years, color man Merv Johnson. That's who's going to assist Toby on that. Assisting him on the sidelines, Soonersports.com correspondent Chris Plank. He has got a couple of linebackers helping him out on the sidelines this year. Teddy Lehman from Sports Talk 1400 wore the number 11 jersey with those early 2000 teams. And with the mid-2000s teams, he wore number 42. He works for the aforementioned franchise, and he is Rufus Alexander. TV play-by-play man will be Roy Philpott. And color man will be Jay Walker. And I got to apologize, guys. I did not see a sideline reporter on my homework. There might be one. I just didn't see who it's going to be. So I apologize. Here's what's interesting. Remember how I said that Iowa State's actually a pretty good team? Well, 3 of 5. You would think, not so much. But of the 5 losses, 4 of them are undefeated, including Toledo. You ready for these? All right. And then they lost to Iowa in the Big Ten. They could very well be playing for the championship. TCU, who they've already played, and is obviously they're undefeated and playing at a high level in the top 10. And Baylor is playing at a high level, and they're in the top 10 of the new college football polls. Their other loss is on the road in Lubbock, and that's kind of a hard place to win if you're not ready to win. Just ask Sam Bradford. Remember that game, don't you? Speaking of Sam Bradford, what about the current Sooners? Their offensive production has gone up over the last few weeks, including up to 13th nationally, averaging 43.3 points per ball game. Way to go, guys! Yards per game's up there, too, at 507.10, which is 19th best in the nation. Defensively, for Mike Stoops, they are allowing 20 points a ball game, which is best for 55th best in the nation. And yards allowed per ball game, 338.0, which is 63rd best in the nation. Oklahoma, their head coach is Bobby Stoops in his 16th season at Oklahoma. In 16 years, he's got a record of 168 and 44. That is best for 802 winning percentage. Last year went 8-5, finished tied 4th in the league with Oklahoma, of course, being themselves, Texas, and West Virginia. This year, aiming for higher things than the 8-5 record. And if they get to higher things, well, they're on a good track right now at a 7-1 record, 4-1 overall. So even if they win tonight to 8-1, that's a better record than last year at 8-5. And all they have to do is lose out. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But how did they get to 7-1 so far and 4-1 in the league? Well, this is how it happened. They opened, of course, against Akron, 41-3 win there. They went on the road at Tennessee and got a big 31-24 win in double overtime before coming back home and facing Tulsa and getting a big-time win there, 52-38. Then they started hunkering down on defense. West Virginia, in a home game against West Virginia, Oklahoma wins it 44-24 win there. Then came the forgettable Cotton Bowl against Texas. 24-17 loss there in Dallas. Comes back, gets things back on track at Kansas State with a big 55-0 blanking of the Wildcats. In what Bill Snyder calls his worst game he's coached in his tenure at Kansas State. And he's had some pretty bad teams at Kansas State. Before coming back home, staying on track, and helping Baker get some revenge over Texas Tech in Norman, 63-27 win there, before heading on to the road last week and popping Kansas 62-7 there in Lawrence. Of course, the last bowl game they went to was 2014, when Bob went to the Russell Athletic Bowl and lost that one 40-6 to number 18 Clemson. That evened his record at 8-8 at 500. And conference and divisional titles with Stoops. A lot of these, of course, 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. 2004, 2006. 2007, 2008, 2010, and 2012. Iowa State Cyclones. This is how Iowa State looks offensively. Now, given these could change a bit with a new offensive coordinator, but the way that they stand now, as far as last week, points per ball game, 17.9. 17.9 is best for 221st in the nation. Yards per ball game is a 355.4, which is 168th in the nation. Defensively, yards allowed per ball game, 45.0 points per ball game. That is 168th best in the nation. And yards allowed per ball game, 563.1 to 53rd best in the nation. Their head coach is Paul Rhodes in his 7th year at Iowa State, 2009 to present. Last season, finished 2-10, 0-9 in the league. 0-10, 0-9 in the league last season for Iowa State. This year for Iowa State, 3-5, 2-3 in the league, so they already have more wins this year in conference than they did all last year in conference. And this is how a lot of them happen. Northern Iowa, 31-7 win there. Then the game that we just were talking about beforehand in Iowa, lost that one 31-17 before going onto the road at Toledo and losing that one 30-23. Came back home, got things back on track, 38-13 win over Kansas before going back onto the road at Texas Tech, losing that one 66-31. Then losing it to Texas Christian in Ames, 45-21. And then another 45-21 win, loss to Baylor, before coming back home, getting things back on track, 24-0 win against Texas. Their 2014, their best win from last year was probably against this same Toledo team. Last year, they beat Toledo 37-30 in Ames. Last year, Toledo had another good year, just like they are this year. In fact, last year they went 9-4, 7-1 in the MAC. Paul Rhodes has a 2-1 winning percent, 2 for 1 in his bowls. That is a 0.333 winning percentage. 0 conference titles in the Stoops era. They do have a divisional championship. They tied with Colorado in the 04 game to when Oklahoma played Colorado. All right, guys. Real quick, as I talked about earlier in my other videos, let's help out a fellow Sooner fan here. Go to GoFundMe.com and look for my buddy Blake Capshaw. There's Blake right there. You can see him. He's having back surgery. So go to the GoFundMe app and let's get this guy set. Of course, with the back surgery, and he's going to be out for a couple of months as far as money is concerned. And so foreclosures on a house, we don't need all that, do we? So if you can, give. If you can't give, that's all right. Click on the share button when you get to Blake's GoFundMe app. If I can, I'll try to add this to the bottom link so you can go and check that out. That's out of the way. That's out of the way. I guess I should get out of the way, guys. Thanks for watching. My name's Harry James. Find me on Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or tweet me at Sooner_fan_OK. Periscope me. Snapchat. I do it all. I have fun with it all. I am a social media whiz. Guys, thanks for watching, and Boomer Sooner!